Street Baptist Church.
Praise the Lord. Praise the Lord.
How many know that God is worthy to be praised? So we just want to lift this praise offering to the Lord this morning that says, let the glory of the Lord rise among us. We want the glory of the Lord to be risen all around us. Whether you in your home, in your den, cooking breakfast, we want the glory of the Lord to rise this morning. Come on, put your hands together. Let the glory of the Lord rise among us. Let the glory of the Lord rise among us. Let the praises of our King rise among us. Let it rise. Come on, y'all help me say, let the glory.
Let the glory of the Lord.
Let it rise.
Rise among us. Let the glory of the Lord.
Let it rise.
Rise among us.
Let the praises
of our King.
Let it rise.
Rise among us. Let it rise.
Let's do that again. Let the glory, let the glory.
Let the glory of the Lord.
Let it rise.
Rise among us.
Let the glory of the Lord rise. Let the praises of our King. Let it rise.
Rise among us. Let it rise.
Oh, 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 oh. Yeah, yeah. Let it rise.
Let it rise.
Oh, 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 oh. Yeah, yeah. We want it to rise.
Let it rise.
The next part says this. Let the song of the Lord.
Let the song of the Lord
Let it rise.
rise among
Let
us.
the song of the Lord.
Song of the Lord
Let it rise.
rise among us.
Let the praises of.
Our King
Let it rise.
rise
Yeah,
among
yeah,
us.
yeah.
Let it rise.
Oh, oh, oh. Let me hear you. Let it rise.
Let it rise.
Oh, oh, oh. Yeah, yeah. Let it rise.
Let it rise.
Listen. Let the dance, let the dance, let the dance, let the dance.
The dance of the Lord
Let me see you do your dance.
rise among
Let me
us.
see you do your dance.
Dance of the Lord
Let it rise.
rise among us. Let the praises of our King
Let it rise.
rise among
Let
us.
it rise. Let the dance, let the dance, let the dance of the Lord.
Dance of the Lord
We got to dance before Him.
rise among us.
Yeah, yeah.
Of the Lord
Let it rise.
rise among us.
Let the praises of.
Of our King
Let it rise.
rise among
Let
us.
it rise.
Let it rise.
Oh, oh, oh. Hallelujah. Let it rise.
Let it rise.
Oh, 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 oh. We want it. Let it rise.
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 We want it to rise in our home. We want it to rise on our job. We need the glory. Glory of the Lord. Let it rise, yeah. Let it rise, yeah. We want it, we want it to rise. We need it to rise. Hey. We need it to rise. We need it to rise. We want to feel your presence. We need to feel your presence. We want to feel your presence everywhere we go. We want it to rise. We need it to rise. We need it to rise. Oh, oh, let it rise. Let it rise.
A reading from God's holy word found in the book of Isaiah and John's Gospel. But he was wounded for our transgressions. He was bruised for our iniquities. The chastisement for our peace was upon him, and by his stripes we are healed. All we like sheep have gone astray. We have turned everyone to his own way. And the Lord has laid on him the iniquity of us all. And he, bearing his cross, went out to a place called the place of a skull, which is called in Hebrew Golgotha, where they crucified him and 2 others. Now Pilate wrote a title and put it on the cross. And the writing was, Jesus of Nazareth, the King of the Jews. After this, Joseph of Arimathea, being a disciple of Jesus, but secretly for fear of the Jews, asked Pilate that he might take away the body of Jesus. And Pilate gave him permission. So he came and took the body of Jesus. Now the first day of the week, Mary Magdalene went to the tomb early, while it was still dark, and saw that the stone had been taken away from the tomb. Then Simon Peter came and went into the tomb, and he saw the linen cloths lying there, and their handkerchief that had been around his head not lying with the linen cloths, but folded together in a place by itself. Then the disciple who came to the tomb first went in also, and he saw and believed. But Mary stood outside the tomb weeping, and as she wept, she stooped down and looked into the tomb, and she saw 2 angels in white sitting, one at the head and one at the feet, where the body of Jesus had lain. And they said to her, "Woman, why are you weeping?"
Nathaniel Hawthorne Junior High School, Yonkers, New York. Now, I know we have our own horror stories about middle school and junior high school and how we were going through puberty and how everyone hated us, so we hated being in middle school or junior high school. I understand that. But I truly hated Nathaniel Hawthorne Junior High School in Yonkers. And I hated it for 2 reasons. This junior high school was a daily reminder of the racial and economic injustice of that time. You see, in Yonkers, New York, we went through a federally court-ordered desegregation case, and they had found that the city and the school officials intentionally segregated the poor black kids and the poor black families in Yonkers. So the court said you had to desegregate. My peers, myself, thousands of us bussed all over town to schools outside of our own communities. So showing up every day was a constant reminder that people didn't want us around. So that's one reason why I hated the school. The second reason why I hated the school, earth science class. Now, I don't know about you, but for me, elementary school was great. Straight A's. Didn't see nothing less than an A-. They had 2 columns, one for grades, one for behavior. My behavior had B's and C's on it only because I couldn't stop running my mouth. But the grades for classwork, straight, because I didn't have to work. I get to middle school, and it's a challenge. And nothing represented that academic challenge to me more than that earth science class. So I don't remember much from middle school. I don't remember much from all of those other classes. I don't remember much from earth science, but I do remember one lesson that was impactful and stuck with me for some reason. I don't know why. That lesson was how to make rain. How was rain made? I don't know if they taught this to you in your middle school or your earth science class. So I'm going to go through just the quick points, just the cliff notes, so we can all be on the same page. So the earth has bodies of water throughout it. Ponds, lakes, streams, puddles of water just sitting on a curb. And the sun will heat up that water, turn it to water vapor, and then it would rise to the sky. That process is called evaporation. Once that water vapor gets in the sky, because the sky is cooler than the earth temperatures, that water vapor would then turn into water droplets. The water droplets would join together and create clouds. That's called condensation. And then within the cloud, water droplets would continue to bind to each other and grow and become bigger and become heavier until gravity does what gravity does and pulls the water droplets back down to the earth's surface, and there you have it. We have rain. That's called precipitation. So there's a process of evaporation, condensation, precipitation, and it's going on in a rain cycle. What does any of this have to do with VBS? What does any of this have to do with our theme for the evening? I believe that there is some correlation between the rain cycle and what we see happening with what was going on with Jesus Christ at that time. The rain cycle. Taking dirty, salty, muddy water, putting it through a process of purification by way of the evaporation, allowing it to go up and condense and join onto each other, and then come back down as pure, life-giving water. And so long as that water isn't contaminated, so long as it doesn't come in contact with anything else, as it comes down to the earth, you can drink it right then and there. So long as it's not in touch with buildings, animals, people. Mary mistakes Jesus for a carpenter. And then once it hits her, she, I imagine, lunges, goes to hug, tries to come in contact with her teacher. And he says, no, 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 don't touch me. I'm ascending to the Father. Evaporation. Going to the Father so that he can join on to the Father. Condensation. So that he can then return to us as a life-giving element, providing mercy, grace, love, precipitation, raining down on us. So I see that as a correlation. So when you think about the death he had to go through, the dirt, the grime, when you think about the process of being brought up to heaven, when you think about the process of coming back down to us, think about it as if it's the rain cycle. Evaporation, condensation, precipitation. Now, I started with this, so I only feel it's right to bring it back. Let's talk about real-life discrimination. Because wouldn't it be a shame for us to enjoy the gift of a risen Christ only to be just as discriminatory as a segregationist? Wouldn't it be a shame for us to look at those who walk into the doors of our churches as if they didn't belong? Wouldn't it be a shame if we decided to only provide opportunities to people who we feel think like us? When rainwater falls, doesn't it fall on everybody? So I am challenging us to be a reflection of God's mercy, a reflection of his grace, a reflection of his love for everybody, regardless of what they look like and what their family is going through. Our theme is about a risen Jesus Christ. That's what our theme is about. But there is a precipitation of his love that he gives to everybody. So why don't we give that love out to everyone that we come across with? Why don't we fall on those who are drug addicted? Why don't we fall on those who look like they're just thugs? Why don't we fall on those who may not even pray like us? Be the precipitation of Christ. Thank you.